So we have sinking fund options. Essentially, first of all, before we go into this, what is a sinking fund? So this is what we think a sinking fund is. So a sinking fund is a fund established by an economic entity, an organization, by setting aside revenue over a period of time to fund a future capital expense or repayment of debt. So I've got this from Wikipedia. I know you're not supposed to reference Wikipedia, but I actually felt it was the simplest and the best definition. So it's basically putting money aside to fund a future purchase. And so let's go back to GridMAP. So in GridMAP, you may be looking at things like inverters, fans, if you've got, say, storage and larger storage and you need to keep things cool. There may be replacement of other component parts of your system that you may want to put into a sinking fund. So if you do, and I'll be honest, not many clients that I've seen using this yet have, but if you do, then you'll click yes. And in this, you'll then see the table here. So essentially what you just need to do is to say, right, okay, I'm going to make a number up. You can say, right, I'm going to have a sinking fund for inverters. Okay, it's going to be either percentage or a fixed cost, but generally I think that you use a percentage because we're going to be looking at permutations and the cost values are going to change. Cost per chosen unit. Now you may say inverters are going to be approximately, and I'm making this up, 20% because we're using percentage of the total cost, and it's going to be 20% of everything because I've got inverters for storage and I've got inverters for generation. You can split this out, by the way, so you could put generation inverters on one line and storage inverters on another. But let's do all, so it's going to be 20% of all of total costs that I'm incurring. And then basically we can then say, right, which years am I going to be putting that, is that cost effectively going to come in? So essentially what we're doing is we're saying, right, actually in year 10, in this case, I'm going to have this 20% cost. And so what will happen is in our financial model, it will say, right, in year 10, you are going to you're going to have this cost and a capex expenditure occurring. It may be that actually you've got more years, so actually it's going to be year 10 and year 20. So you can put year 10, comma, and then you can put 20 after it if it's a, let's say, a 30-year project. You'll see when we take this, this particular project I'm looking at is a 15-year project. So actually I can't put anything more than 15. It won't let me, or it doesn't want me to. It says their max equals 15. So I might say, right, I'm going to have a 10% cost, and I'm going to have it in year. I'm going to have it in year 6, and I'm going to have it in year 12. So you just separate those by comma, and that will mean that in the financial flows, we will see a capex for inverters spent of 10% of the total cost, the initial cost, in year 6 and year 10, 10% each time. We can then add and do something else. So we can say, right, okay, this time I'm going to do, I don't know, air conditioning, and that's going to be 5% of the total of my storage cost, and that's going to come about in year 8. And then these all together create a kind of a profile of capital expenditure that we can apply, and will give you a better idea of the kind of spending that you'll have throughout the project, and therefore a better idea of the internal rate of return or net present value based on things going wrong that you will have to buy and repurchase. Once you've created your table, we click Save and Continue, and those will be saved and put into the financial modeling for each of the permutations. Give us a call if you have more detail, if you have more questions, and thanks for listening. Bye.